You've got the worst sound quality.
Ooh, and welcome to the Pink Tron. I am joined today by Sean Vogenberg. Sean, what are you drinking?
This one's a special one. I made my own tepache, which is a fermented pineapple drink from Mexico. You just put the pineapple skins and cores, and this I put in some Thai chilies from my backyard, some mango, uh, and the pineapple skins. You let it ferment, open ferment with the yeast and the bacteria from the pineapple skins for a couple days. Throw it in the fridge after doing a secondary fermentation, and it's delicious.
Okay, that's unique. Sounds interesting. Okay, we are also joined by Stef Etienne. Steph, what are you drinking?
Well, it's summer, so back on the trusty Fanta Lemon as well.
Into lemon. Drink of champions. John Keenan, what are you drinking?
I, having just finished race one, I'm drinking a Zevia root beer because I evidently had all my carbs on the bike because that was a long race. That was a very long race.
It is Steve Pritchard, what are you drinking?
Thanks, Craig. And I just want to reassure everyone we're not all in the same toilet as Craig at the moment. You can probably hear by the sound quality. I am drinking a Vit Hit, which contains dragon fruit, yuzu, Ceylon tea, and zinc. It's badged as water, juice, tea, and vitamins because it's about 1,000 degrees. Let me check. The temperature in the room upstairs is 26 degrees, so it's maybe 25 degrees here, and I'm in danger of turning into a puddle of goo. So no alcohol, just a refreshing cold drink. Craig, how about you? You're actually in a car. We forgot to record Kerry thinking you'd lost signal when we all just went silent, which is a real shame.
Yeah, so I'm here in the car on my way home from Halifax, and so I am drinking a coffee.
Nice. So shall we talk Heard Summer Racing League? John, you've done it, but first we'll just say it's Shisa Shakedown, which has 4 sprints, 2, 3 climbs on it. That doesn't look fun. And is about 50 Ks long. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that tomorrow night after I've been out all day in the sunshine, and the shed will be about 1,000 degrees. How is it for you, John?
Well, I think the best thing I can say about it is I got a finish banner experience points. I have not ridden that voluntarily before, so that was the best part of it. Yeah, it's long. It's the 2 climbs, the castle and what's the other one that's next to it? You basically have like a 5, yeah, temple and castle. So you have a 5K climb essentially with a small respite in the middle. But then there's the climbs like through the mine figure 8, and you've got the climb up to the Shisa sprint twice, I guess. Yeah, it's climby and long, and then there's sprints, and it's a lot. Oh, and you do the railroad KOM reverse, although it doesn't count. So there was just a lot of there was a lot going on.
Steph, Sean, are you planning to ride this one this weekend? I guess, Sean, you're not if you're doing Chasing Yellow. Steph, how about you?
Probably not, since if it's good weather, my 2 weeks holiday has started, so probably going to do, if possible, lots of outdoor riding. Weather keeps good.
The funny thing about the Chasing Yellow, Chris Greenland is riding that with us, and he is also committed to trying to finish. I think he needs to finish this one HSRL to, get his 10 or whatever the number is for the series. Yeah. And so he's trying to figure out, how do I do both with a big weekend in Chasing Yellow and a 54K HSRL race.
Yeah, Ginny Lupa won our race, so yeah, he's gonna have to do something to hold on.
How long did your race take, John? It looks like the D's took just around an hour and 50 minutes earlier.
Yeah, hour and 50. I was last in the C's, but I wasn't actually planning on riding this until I saw Jeff Stoll's rallying cry for domestiques, and I thought, well, that sounds fun. I'll give that a shot. So I basically rode with Jeff once I caught up to his group. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I came in oh yeah, I was behind scorekeeper, but only a few minutes. I think because he was out on a Sunday ride is what I think the conclusion is.
Would Loris Castelli he's riding in the A's? Like, is he just late joined?
No, he's been doing that this whole season. So I think they're doing something with the team categories or something. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what he's up to, but that's what he's doing.
Interesting.
And somehow Bart van der Linden is a B instead of an A+. Because he is an absolute. Looking at his previous TT exploit season, absolute beast. But yeah, who knows?
Craig, do you plan to ride?
I do plan to ride. Not tonight. I think we're going to plan to do the broadcast tonight, but probably tomorrow morning.
Nice. So, well, bike choice is boring. So we're not talking about that anymore. We're picking up our toys and taking them off with us. So we're never talking about bike choice ever again. Oh, Craig has his hand up.
Craig's about to talk about bike choice.
Somebody.
Oh, good. We lost Craig. Craig lost internet.
We actually did lose signal. Yes.
I can still hear you.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah, no, I had a question about a bike swap. Not an hour before race number 1, from Mike Steelworthy. So I haven't asked whether he actually did it yet or not, but he was planning on swapping for Temple KOM and then swapping back. So
onto a gravel bike, I guess, or
yeah, probably.
This might be one of the few courses where that would make sense in this race type in particular.
Yeah, and if you're near nobody else in a group, you probably could swap it.
I mean, honestly.
This is oh dear, this is gonna sound so good later on. Let's move on to herd beginner racing. As Craig loses signal, we see him laugh quite hard. So herd beginner racing this week, Two Bridges Loop. Stef, you had jotted down how many laps people were doing on Two Bridges Loop.
Yeah, only the lowest band sub 150 ZRS are doing 2 laps, and all the 4 other categories up to 425, I think, do 3 laps. So yeah, Two Bridges Loop, good loop. You start at the Marina Pens or downtown Pens, go through the SS, up to the start of Epic. Hilly reverse, but you only do the steep part, and then you go down hilly forward back to downtown, and depending on your category, do that 2 or 3 times. So yeah, yes. Nice little route with a nice punchy hill near the end.
Yeah, it's a really fun route. This I quite often use it as a little warm-up loop as well. Just because that little bit of the climb at the end at 8%. So yeah, hammer the climb bit hard. That's probably the only advice. And Probably don't need a climbing bike though, because there's not that much climbing. So if you haven't got a tarmac Escalate and the DT Swiss wheels yet, go with your most aero setup. Who wants to talk about the special event we've got coming up? I think we should let Craig do it just because that would be funny.
So what we've got is the Herd Challenge, and I don't know if anybody can hear me, but the Herd Stampede Challenge, it's individual time trial. Do any time slot you want over the month. The route is Macaron, so we are roughly 2.5 kilometers. So it is a VO2 max. You can try it as many times as you like. I think it's the shortest point-to-point route in Zwift. It's longer than Crit City, but shorter than I think just about anything else.
No.
So yeah, that's it. And I think we're not positive, but the plan is to use Macaron for the opening time trial for the next HSRL season, and those efforts will count for the Stampede Challenge as well.
Oh,
I like
good.
that idea.
And as a quick note, also the monthly challenges have been as club events, but now we pulled some leverage to ex-Pingtron member, and they're on the public calendar, so signups are looking good. I see up to just checking the companion app for the events of this weekend. Up to plus 10 people signing up already per event, so that's better than the 1-2 we got for the previous versions when they were in the club. So yeah, having it on the public calendar definitely works as expected.
Nice. Well, go join up, people, if you're interested. Sign in, make it look like it's a fun event, and hopefully we get to keep them on the public calendar. John, Sean, do you think you will give this one a go?
Yeah, maybe later in the month.
Yeah, why not? It's only 2.6K.
If
So
it's
hard.
close to where yeah, you don't have or for me Saturday night slot with combining it with previous race or the set where you had Climbers Gambit and HSRL slots, but you could use it if it's close to another race. You could technically use it as a pre-warm up, just all out 3.5 minutes, 3 to 4 minute effort.
Oh, and
Nice.
there's a sprint in the middle of it. I've not looked at this route. Yeah, that's nice. So it's going to be part of HSRL. So there'll be a sprint point and the finish point.
No, so it's going to be a time trial.
Oh,
So
time trial.
Yeah, so I think it'll just be a time trial. I don't think the sprint will count for anything. Right, that's what we discussed. Marginally could still come up with something fun.
Yeah.
Right, so we discussed some news quickly. There's some news and some stuff we have views on, which is always entertaining. So first up, Zwift are not going to be doing their Elite Zwift World Series this autumn. I refuse to use the F word on it. Yeah, some people are annoyed that there's not going to be Elite Zwift racing from what I can see online, but I don't know. I have a view on e-racing. I think you can go and watch people ride bikes, and that's better at the moment. And I think it's a bit different to kind of there are big e-gaming or big scenes like that around League of Legends being one that springs to mind. And I just don't think this is quite in the same market. But what do you guys think? Are you disappointed not to be able to watch Elite Swift racing?
I think we need the crossover. We need one guy on a bike and one guy shooting. Right? One guy with the controllers next to him, and they can, I don't know, pick your game, right?
Sure, boy.
You can do some Fortnite, you can do some GTA, you can, I don't know, pick it.
One guy on a bike and one guy shooting. You're starting to sound like another famous American at the moment there, John.
Yeah, probably several.
I guess my view on this really is it didn't move the needle for me in the first place. The elite racing. Yeah, I think the push to have to use Swift as an elite esport was premature. I don't think they were ready. I think they're still not ready. So I think the pause on it is probably good.
Yeah, it feels like there's a bunch of stuff
Shut.
that's not kind of established yet, kind of how data verification being the major one really, but yeah, not a big loss, I don't think. There's some interesting stuff in the article about how they didn't really get return on investment. If you want to go read that. What should we chat about next? I'm really sad Brent's not here because now Zwift is offering free play controllers if you're above level 85. Does anyone want to join me in laughing at Brent? I can
Yeah, I
see Sean.
mean, I think the question is that for everyone worldwide, or is that I know earlier that this stuff was like I got my free ones for being over level whatever, but at that point it was maybe US only.
I think it's probably to
It
the
does say only in countries where Zwift Play is available. So yeah.
So Europe, US, not Canada for some reason. Indeed, Australia not as well. It's nice, but yeah, I had to play controls, have the Zwift right. So whenever I get to level 85, because I'm like level 71, I unlock the squirrel hats. I don't really have any use for it, but it's nice.
And finally, there is Friday night fun races that have been announced. They are badged as being fast, friendly, and totally unserious. Popped in the calendar unannounced, but they've got some unique stuff going on with them. So everyone starts with something called a boost power up, which you trigger for a short, sharp speed boost. Sometimes the power up gives you one boost, other times it gives you two. There are other surprises in store as well, and it sounds like each week will have its own twist. Rumors of dino suits and big wheels being tested. I think basically James is trying to troll the community. It's all I can see with this one. Because we know people love the dino suits and big wheels whenever they're forced to ride on those, don't we? But the boost power up making you go faster, I thought that was really interesting. What do you guys think of that?
It's the mushroom. We're moving toward actually being able to race Mario Kart, and I'm here for it.
Mhm.
It looks like
Yeah.
just yeah, a repack rush version, but then outside of repack rush into real racing. Yeah,
It looks like they're doing them on crit circuits, Downtown Dolphin, Croissant,
yeah,
Glasgow Reverse. So,
that would make sense.
I mean, once you figure out where the power ups are on the course, on the actual pavement, I guess you either need steering or luck to
Yeah.
hit them.
Yeah, I was about to say, like in repack rush, for the people that have controllers, there's the power, the booster things, but also they haven't introduced it, but it would be the banana peel, the slow version. They on repack rush they moved, so that would be an interesting gimmick. But yeah, the problem there is people with steering would have a serious advantage to it, and even if it's people also without steering can join, you have to have them on places where your rider would end up, or how I wonder how it works, because you can't because we have seen it, people with steering and not have steering getting into their own lanes. So it's kind of tricky to put these power ups on the road, I think. But yeah, I don't know how that would work. But
did any of you guys ever race the they had a few years ago, they had the like boost mode races where you had like a battery uh that you could like you charged it up. You could click something to charge it, but it when you were charging, it took watts away from what you were doing at that moment. So like for example, you could be going downhill, pedaling at 150 watts to charge your battery up, and then that battery you can click to use it later. Which was I thought that was actually interesting and fun. I don't know what happened to that, but I do like these little ways to gamify races, especially since these races are specifically for fun. They don't affect your racing score. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not race those. I would have raced them though. It does sound fun. Anybody who's read the Brandon Sanderson Mistborn series would definitely vibe with that.
Craig, what do you think of these boost power-ups?
So I don't know all the details in the new power up. I did like the old boost mode a bit, but I think I only ever tried one, and I don't think I even finished the race, unfortunately. I liked the concept though.
Nice one. So let's move on to round the horn, I think. So in honor of Nate Home, who stated roughly this time last week that the opening week of the Tour de France, quote, didn't look that exciting. And then a few days ago rode back on that and went, correction, it has been really exciting. So no spoilers of anything that's happened today, but the first week of the Tour de France has been exciting. We can confirm that. We're going to chat about things that a week ago we didn't think would be this exciting. So, Sean, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so it's not necessarily that it's not. I did know that Chasing Yellow was going to be exciting. I went into this with curiosity. Like this is the first time that I've raced this much in a week. I'm now, and this was starting with the crits last Friday, so I did a day 0 of the tour as well. And yeah, I just wanted to see like how's my body going to respond to just getting on and racing an hour plus every day, doing 100 plus TSS of full gas racing. And 6 days in, and the most unexpected thing has happened, which is that I am setting, like yesterday, I set an all-time 5-minute power PR and an all-time 1-hour power PR in the same race. With my and Craig might be able to talk about this because he just did a deep dive on overtraining. But my heart rate never got out of control either. For me, I think that there may be something to the I mean, the more you race, your heart rate is naturally going to come down a bit. And I think for me, oftentimes the limiter is the feeling of my heart going too fast and my lungs not being able to keep up. It's often not my legs, it's my aerobic system. And so having that being a little reined in doesn't give me the feeling of like, oh God, I'm dying. And so I can keep pushing. But yeah, I'm really surprised that, the 7th day of racing in a row gave me a bunch of power PRs. I was asking Steve beforehand, like, hey, you did one of the chasing things. Like, how did that go for you? And his response was probably not power PRs on day 7.
No, I mean, it's interesting. If I think about the ones I took on, I did them untrained, and also probably I never managed to quite get in like the top half of the categories that were racing. So I always felt like I was hanging on to people faster than me rather than being slightly stronger than people who were slower than me, which is a much nicer way to race on Swift, isn't it? So yeah, all power to your legs, basically. That's really cool.
It's weird. I after yesterday's ride just like went out and like I don't understand this. This is like not the expected outcome. And then I was doing some research like why should this be happening, and I'm finding things like, oh, if you're doing power PRs on day 7, like I wouldn't be surprised if like day 10 you're totally crashing. So we'll see.
Oh no.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting because it's things like this you can plateau with training, can't you? So like part of me wonders if you like plateaued with what you're doing training wise, and this is just so completely different
Yep.
and is completely unstructured, other than the fact you're racing hard every day. But you don't you probably guess when it's going to be hard, but you don't know it's going to be hard there or how hard it's going to be. So yeah, it could just be basic busting through a bit of a plateau, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
maybe pushing yourself. I can remember last year when I did my 2 weeks holiday in France. I was my 20-minute power was improving over the days, and I think I set my then 20-minute power almost at the final day of that trip. So it's can work that you're just building and hitting a peak at some point.
But I would
I
expect that more with like where you're on your own and doing, I don't know, maybe you were doing more than zone 2 or like, but it sounded like long days and that's sort of good training
Yeah, for
versus
me, for me, it's not. Yeah, for me, it wasn't like an
you
hour
weren't
just
racing.
racing. It was multiple, more longer zone 2 rides with some climbing where I push
Yeah.
myself a bit, depending
Yeah.
on the type of climb. So it's a different setting, but I could still feel that the the physique or the power ride is slowly improving over the day. So
Mhm.
there was, and Steve, let me know if you were still at, or if you were at GCN at this point. So there was a video where Jeremy Powers went and did like 7 days of FTP tests in a row, and was just looking at like how well he did those. I think it was just 20-minute FTP tests, and I think like day 5 he was struggling by day 5 or 6, but I think despite feeling terrible, he did his best one like late in the week, which is kind of how I'm doing at this point.
Yeah, we remade that with Hank doing different tests through the week. And I suspect Hank had slightly less good condition than Jeremy at the time. But... Cool. Anyone else? Anything? So what was our topic? Something that's better than you thought it would be a week ago. Anyone else?
well, I'm starting my holiday, so that's it's always better than before. Yeah, I'm going next Friday. I'm going away for a couple of days biking, just some hills and enjoying myself. So that's something to look forward to.
I'm hoping that'll be true in a couple of weeks. I started a class learning to row crew, and I gotta say, right now it's pretty terrifying. But in a couple weeks, I maybe will lose all that fear of getting thrown out of the boat after I've been thrown out a few times. Yeah.
I did a corporate 8 event, and it is bonkers. Like you spend weeks learning what's called sitting the boat, and you
Yeah.
don't realize what a team event it is. That somebody just sitting slightly wrong can mean you literally can't get your oar out of the water. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of learning how different people have different body awareness. I guess that's the best way I can put it.
That's a very politic way of putting it. Craig, how about you?
Probably don't have anything for this one. Certainly not in the last week. I've been, yeah, just hanging out last week.
Oh well, here's to just hanging out. I've got a weekend, just me and Jack this weekend, as Harry's off is at hen do. So not only am I going to be a puddle of goo because of the heat, I'll have also looked after a small human for 3 days. So God knows how that's going to go. So
Just gotta
well,
keep them alive. That's the only goal.
I said to Harry, yeah, he'll be fine. I'm not sure how I'll be.
Yeah.
Still needs to do some work with his retention on the Tour de France.
Yes,
Because
yeah, he
that
did.
didn't work probably.
I
Work
sent a
out.
photo to the group earlier. So we don't really have the telly on when Jack's in the room to try and keep young eyes away from screens, unless it's sports. So I snuck the last 10K of the tour on today, and he had no interest in it and played with a banana. So don't know if he's going to be a future cyclist at this point, but there we go. So he is going to be well nourished, whatever he chooses to do. With furry bananas. Right, I think that's a good point to finish up. So I will say good night to Craig Martin, Stef Etienne, John Keenan, Sean Fernberg, and everyone listening. Enjoy your rides at the weekend. Moo and good night.
That's you, Craig.
Craig's paying for a toll, I think.
Sorry, toll booth.
Excellent timing.
Sorry.